Hello and welcome. It's finally time for another Word of Gourd. And on this occasion, I'm going to unroll a novel for you. A novel called An American in Heaven. In a large part, it's my reaction to another more famous novel called The Lovely Bones, which I felt was a little on the imaginative side rather than the realistic side in its portrayal of afterlife situations. So I wanted to correct that, and as I'm personally acquainted through out-of-body experience with the afterlife realms, I decided to put together a narrative with a teenage girl who dies in a car crash and her experiences after dying. Now, you needn't take just my word for what the afterlife is like. There are a number of other authors who have written on their personal experiences. Robert Monroe is one, Bruce Moen is another, William Bullman, Preston Dennett, and several others. So please avail yourself of their books if you think mine is a little, well, too rosy to be true. And if you're all sitting comfortably, then I shall begin. You know that denial thing that everyone accuses everyone else of being in, sometimes to their face and sometimes behind their back? Well, I've just finished with mine, finished for good. Let's face it, I'm dead. I'm dead as any ghost or goth girl with a slash job. As dead as any way you've got of defining it. Oh, you could hide in the endless fun all you want. Burrow in like some kitten under blankets and be as comfy and cozy as you'd ever want to be. But eventually you gotta fess up and see it. You and everyone around you is dead. And this place, whatever it actually is Happy Dead Land. Happy Dead Land on heavy rotation. By this point, I'd been in town for ages, drifting from party to party whenever, and sleeping it off wherever I saw a couch that looked soft and empty. Even empty was negotiable. Just like the old days, really, minus the parents and the job. No limiting yourself to weekends here. What's a weekend? 60 hours of life between two stretches in the slammer? No slammers here, Natch. Except maybe the ones you make for yourself. There's something about fun that makes me want to slap on a suit and tie and shout from the rooftops. Shout about freedom and fun and be listened to. Suits and ties are always listened to. Teen girls in tank tops and tight jeans never are. It's like we got nothing to say. Well, we got lots to say. At least I did. I'm 19, not 9, Motormouth Melinda, that was grade 9. Major Mel, that was grade 12. Even Dad called me that, when he called me anything. But enough of this character establishing crap. You'll get that as we go along if that's what you want. On with the show. I hadn't been hanging with anyone special. You don't really have to do that here, although you get plenty of offers. Boys missing their mothers if you ask me. But what do I know? I'm just a teen girl in tight jeans, right? I don't know any of that Freudian shit. Never did get to college. But I did have an English teacher who told me my work was very Freudian. My psycho stories, I called them. Very goth and gloomy moody. Edgar Allan Pop Goes the Weasel. Heroines in black cape and diapers. Plots of dastardly contrivance. Boring as shit. Like I say, I hadn't been hanging with anyone special, just a couple of guys off the tit long enough to know they really missed it. Quite manageable as long as they know the little suck's coming up soon. Always been one for offering the boob. Found out early on its pacification potential. And here you can manufacture your own milk in a flash. Amazing shit, really. Anyway, parties, dance clubs, concerts, hanging out, getting it on, getting it off, and getting it together. The cool rehearsal for the even cooler performance. And I'm perfecting that one, I can tell you. All those girl nerves are gone. Well, just about. I can do Marlene Dietrich at the Blue Angel, or Audrey Hepburn at Tiffany's. Ingrid Bergman in Casablanca. Not to mention that whole Annie Hall shtick. Used to be the costumes were a pain, but here, well, you just plan it out in your mind and bingo, it's there. And you can do the cigarette thing without the cancer problem. Born actress, that girl, my mother used to say. Kinda envious, I always thought. Bit too straight-laced for her own good. Got her a husband with a career and shit, but what else? Such a boring life. But the trouble with basket cases, I've decided, is you can't tell them anything. They've lined that basket with their kind of goodies, so it feels to them like a picnic, the whole shebang. They can't see they're stuck in the basket. At least my mother can't. Never could. Still can't. I come to her in the bedroom at night, and she's like so happy to see me, all huggy and weepy, and we go through the whole dead daughter routine, and I say, Mom, we went through this the last time, the last 10 times. I got a new life. It's fine. It's really fine. And she just smiles and weeps some more. I tell her it's her that she's got to get a life, not me. I'm doing great. And she looks at me like, you know, my little girl all grown up, and I just want to puke. Who's the girl here? Really? During the day, when I'm not too busy myself, which isn't often, I come by and watch her messing about the house, making work after all the work is done, throwing shit on the floor so she'll have to pick it up again, washing the phones, for God's sake, all until my brothers get home from school. I stand with my hands on my hips and shout at her, just like she used to do me, but she doesn't hear. They never can, no matter how loud you go. I even slapped her a couple of times. That was kind of cool. But she just rubbed her cheek like she was itchy and went on with the dusting. Other times, I'll catch her with the newspaper clipping, staring and then sobbing. Shit, Ma, that was years ago. Who cares anymore? But she does. She wants me back. Back in my locked bedroom with the piles of clothes and books and papers that she could never stand or understand. That article too, it makes me puke. All that shit about honors student and most promising this and that. Nothing about goth girl with the black lipstick and the raven fixation. Or the blonde bimbo with the mouthful of boy. Or scholar girl with flaxen hair and the satchel squished tight with books. Nothing about the real me, or the real me's, all of them prickly with pride.